You have arrived at this precise moment not through the aimless drift of digital currents, but by a form of spiritual orchestration that operates far beneath the visible mechanics of the world. It is essential to recognize that your presence here is a scheduled encounter rather than a coincidence of the algorithm. While thousands may brush past the perimeter of this truth, it was sent specifically for the internal landscape you currently inhabit, a terrain marked by a unique readiness and an honest acknowledgement of the path you have traveled. This message is not a hollow attempt at flattery, nor is it a generic comfort designed to provide a fleeting sense of importance. Instead, it is a grounded, accurate recognition of a specific spiritual condition. You must receive this with a quality of attention that bypasses the skepticism you have developed as a defense mechanism against the shallow noise of the world. There are truths that are universal in their reach but surgical in their delivery. They land with a weight in the soul of the one they were intended for, while remaining mere words to everyone else. Understand that the you being addressed is not the external version you present to society, the one composed of professional titles, social roles, and curated responses. This conversation is directed toward the quiet interior, the place where your deepest questions and your most resilient hopes reside. You are being invited to hold what follows with the same reverence and discretion that one would accord to something genuinely precious. For the quality of your reception will determine the depth of the transformation. The invitation is silent because the work it initiates is sacred, and sacred things are always found in the sanctuary of focused quietude. For a long time, you have carried an internal weight that has been difficult to translate into the language of those around you. It is a persistent, deeply rooted sense of being designated for a purpose that far exceeds the boundaries of your current environment. This knowing is not an act of arrogance. It is a fundamental awareness of a calling that your present circumstances do not yet reflect and that most people in your immediate circle would not know how to handle if you dare to articulate it. Because you have encountered dismissal or misunderstanding in the few moments you attempted to share this vision, you have learned the art of internal containment. You carry this sense of purpose privately, and it has become both your primary source of strength and your most profound source of loneliness. The strength is born from an unshakable certainty, a foundation of calling that has survived every storm and every season of lack. It is a pilot light that no external wind has been able to extinguish. However, the loneliness is equally real. It is the quiet, persistent ache of possessing a significant internal reality that has not yet found its visible expression in the world. It is the isolation of being in spaces that cannot see the magnitude of what you carry. Beneath this duality of power and isolation lies a question you have carried for years. Why is it taking so long? This is not a question of doubt, but the honest inquiry of a traveler who has found the distance between the promise and the arrival to be unexpectedly costly. Today, the landscape is being validated, not to provide an excuse for despair, but to explain the architectural necessity of your current position. The primary reason for the extended duration of your journey is that the breakthrough you are moving toward is immense in its scale. In the architecture of the spirit, the depth of the foundation must always be proportional to the height of the intended structure. A small assignment requires only a brief preparation. It can be picked up quickly and executed with minimal internal development. But what you are carrying is not small. The impact your life is designed to produce requires a recipient with a very specific, highly developed set of character qualities that cannot be acquired through shortcuts or mere study. The length of this journey has not been a punishment or a sign of divine abandonment. It has been an exercise in precision. Consider the qualities this season has meticulously forged within you. a humility born from moments of absolute dependence, a resilience that exists only because you chose to keep standing when stopping was the most logical option, and a depth of wisdom that can only be harvested from navigating complex trials with incomplete resources. These attributes are the structural steel of the person the breakthrough requires. The version of you that began this journey was not equipped to sustain the weight of the destination. Only this version, the one refined by the cost and the weight, is capable of holding the assignment without being destroyed by it. Your preparation has been extensive because your contribution is significant. When you understand that the cost is a direct reflection of the value of the calling, the weight ceases to be an enemy and begins to be seen as the necessary gestation of a giant. The silence you have been forced to keep is not a sign of stagnation or isolation. It is a process of gestation. In the natural world, gestation is the period where something significant is formed in a hidden, protected space. It is a phase characterized by invisibility from the outside and an absence of public announcement. It cannot be accelerated by external pressure or rushed by the impatience of the observer. It must proceed at the exact pace required by the life being formed. Your interior development, the growing clarity of your vision, and the private strengthening of your soul are all hallmarks of this gestation. The hiddenness of the season is the very thing that ensures the health of what is being built. Premature revelation is a danger to anything that is not yet fully formed. To bring a vision into the light before it has the structural integrity to survive the atmosphere of public scrutiny is to ensure its failure. Therefore, do not mistake the quiet for a lack of progress. The most productive work of your life is happening in the dark, beneath the surface of your visible circumstances. This is the unhurried construction of a vessel that will eventually be brought into the world in its full strength. The gestation process is designed to create a fullness that allows you to stand in your calling with an unshakable confidence, knowing that you were not rushed into a position you were not prepared to occupy. The quiet is not wasted. It is the laboratory of your future authority.